What's going on, guys? It's Aunt Nick here, ready to bring you some good footage today from the meet.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? I'm here with Brian, Miles, Ralph. Ralph is Miles' father, so we decided to include him on this little video right here. It's just going to kind of be a recap of Miles' whole lifting day, a little bit of his journey, and get his dad's thoughts on it, and Brian's thoughts of what it's like having him in the gym and his great performance last Saturday. So, Miles, what's your initial thought of how everything went?
It was amazing.
Amazing?
I couldn't be more proud of myself and my team. The support that they gave me, and all the other competitors were awesome too. And it was just the most amazing experience ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I tell you what, you got more cheers when you went up to lift. The place erupted, man. No, I think it was all the girls.
Yeah.
All the girls looking at you.
So your first lift of the day was your squat. We had troubles before getting him to depth because of the lack of stability because of the cerebral palsy, but we had drilled depth hard in the weeks leading up to that to make sure that wasn't an issue, because I didn't want any handouts, any gimmies. I wanted him to meet the standard as a strength athlete. So how did you feel going into the squat and everything with that?
The squat was kind of nervous.
Really?
Doing that, I really had to move. To get out of the way, I came down and then coming back up.
Yep.
Because sometimes when I squat, I didn't know how to fall backwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was just trying to focus on keep my back straight.
Yep.
And keep my butt out and trying to stay balanced
Yep.
in one motion.
Yep. And I just released a video showing some of your guys' warm up, like when you guys were warming up for the squat, and it showed you doing the bands around his knees and stuff. Like that was a big challenge for you guys, is pushing your knees out, right?
Yes.
But once you started building that stability through your knees, all your lifts just started rocking up.
Yeah.
That's pretty ingenious.
Once he gained a little bit of body awareness, which he's gained a lot of since starting this whole lifting journey, is body awareness and realizing what his body's doing some of the time. Now, when I give him a cue like knees, he knows to drive his knees out and he fixes it as best as he can on the spot. So now there are a couple form modifications we have to do because he is not able to do it, but we figure out a way to work around that and meet the standard. So it's not really, we're not compromising safety. He has the strength to go much heavier. Like he has the strength to squat more than 100 pounds or so, but it's safety and keeping everything together and meeting that powerlifting standard. So,
and here at the gym, we let you get a little crazier.
Yes.
Because we can catch the bar, but there, that you were not allowed to have assistants coming out of the rack or assistants going into the rack, which after you just hit a really big lift, it was impressive to see you get back in, man. Like, it was awesome. You did great.
And that was the most consecutive lifts you've done in a row. Yeah, that was a whole new experience.
Even warm-ups. You never missed a warm-up.
No.
Like you never missed a lift.
No.
You were on.
So
go ahead.
So after the squat, we went right into the overhead press. Now his overhead press, the last one was a grinder. I was spotting him, and it had me nervous. And I typically don't get nervous because I know what it looks like when he fails. But it had me. I was right up against him.
3 for 3.
It's all you. You know what to do. Do your job, baby. Come on.
Get set, get steady.
Set. Be speedy.
Get set, don't go to your right. Go,
Go! 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 Finish it! Yeah! There were people in the crowd that had tears coming down out of their face afterwards. It was
was probably like a good 3 or 4 second press. Like it was a long rep.
Dude, I just watched it. It is longer than 3 or 4 seconds, right? So you go to press, and you can tell the weight's pretty heavy for you because you go to leg drive. At first, you went to leg drive, and then you caught yourself, and you're like, oh, I was doing it. and then immediately you start driving up, and holy macaroni, dude. There was not one person in that crowd that was not, everyone was like it was so cool, man. That was absolutely the moment of the day. There was not one person in that place that was not giving you every bit of their will to make that bar go up, man.
What was going through your mind during that time lapse from the bar leaving your chest to it getting locked out?
Well, my opinion here was like, just stay balanced.
Yup.
Just keep my breath, keep my belly.
Yup.
Then just push it up.
Yup.
It was heavy. I'm gonna admit that. It was heavy.
You can admit that.
One time up here, I was like, I got it.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't leave my balance. My feet.
You were you
And all of a sudden I see Nick.
Yeah.
I was like, Nick, don't touch the bar.
Don't touch the bar, man.
Come on.
I didn't. I was right there guarding his elbows, but I did not want to touch them.
No.
I was like, and then finally when I got my balance,
Yeah. Then it
I
went.
was able to
Yup.
lock out.
But typically, if you're out of the groove on a bar, you miss it, right?
Yeah.
Like, we miss it, right? When it's heavy, if you're out of the groove, you miss it. Dude, it went out of the groove, and you were like, not today, bar. And that thing just started fighting. It was awesome.
So, Tim, go ahead.
I think the key word, I kept that my head.
Yes.
I didn't go forward.
Nope.
It just,
What were you thinking?
Yeah, what was your thoughts on that?
I wasn't sure he was going to make that.
No one was sure he was
No
going
one.
to. He wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure.
Well, I've never seen him do anything in this gym either. I don't come around and watch
Sure.
that much.
Yeah.
So it was the first for me to see
Yeah.
him do all that.
Was it shocking to you how capable he is? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, stuff. I walked up to the spotters right beforehand, right before his first squat, and they kind of looked at me like, "Is this going to be okay?" And I was like, "Look, don't touch the bar. If it needs to be saved, Nick will save it. Like, he's going to defy gravity. Like, you're going to see some things at times where you're like, there is no way that's going up, and it's going to happen. So just give the man time to work." And sure enough,
Yeah.
he went 9 for 9. Oh.
So, seeing that, you know, I mean, you've come into the gym sometimes and see like kind of the tail ends of his workouts, but seeing that as a whole, especially with such a long rep like that, what was running through your mind in that moment?
I knew Miles had the drive to do it. You know, I mean, I could see the determination on his face for
Yeah.
every event that he had. I've never seen that look on his face for anything else when he got up there, especially for the deadlift.
Yeah.
That look on his face, that was a cherished look.
Dude, if you check out the video that I just put out, you pulled that first deadlift, and that deadlift snapped up. Like, to the point, you had to jump back.
Yeah.
Because you almost got hit by the bar.
Yeah, so
But your face, his face, the second you pulled it up, and you went, and you looked at Nick like, where did that come from?
normally when he deadlifts, so he hears better on his left side, so that's why I was on his left side during that day, so he could hear the cues. So everything was precise, and he knew exactly when he was supposed to go, when he was ready. So and that is some stuff we had practiced before. But I'm usually right there next to him, kind of either on one knee or crouching when he deadlifts, so he can hear me while I'm feeding him cues, so he can make corrections. And I was getting him set up, getting his body in position where he needed to be. And when I said drive, I was not prepared for that. I almost got smacked in the jaw with the speed of that way. I had to jump out of the way because he ripped 130 pounds off the floor faster than anything he's ever pulled. I mean, even when he got up to PR weight, when he pulled his PR here, it looked like a PR. But when he pulled a new PR there, it looked like a 60% lift.
Now, when he did pull that PR, you immediately snatched him up and ran him over the bell because they have a bell there.
Yes,
When you
a
hit a
PR
PR, you ring the bell. It's a cool thing, right? And there were a couple bell rings, but but not a lot. It was probably like, I'd say 5 or 6 throughout the entire day. And it was decent amount. I think it was 60 total lifters. And we had, or you had made jumps for miles, trying to keep it conservative to make sure that you got the chance to give your best performance out there, you know what I mean? But then on that last deadlift, when that thing started moving, he looked at me and he was like, what do you think? And I'm like, what do you think I think? Like, of course, like,
I'm gonna send him.
like this is moment, right? And there was like electricity in the room.
Yeah.
And it was just nuts. It was awesome, man. When he went to pull that deadlift, it was cool because everyone, we do strongman, so we don't know the rules in powerlifting or Olympic or anything, right? And so we try to be respectful of whatever the culture is. When people were lifting, getting ready to lift, everyone at the place got kind of quiet, right?
Yep.
And so we tried to do that same thing, but here at Never Say,
No.
we're screaming the whole time. We don't get quiet, right? That's why my voice sounds like this half time, right? But so for that last deadlift, everyone's kind of like, screw it. We're gonna do what we do. This is a big deal.
We got
so
loud.
the whole place just went nuts for an extended period of time until you set that thing up, man. And then you got carried off the field, man.
Let's go, Mo! Let's go, make it easy, baby.
Awesome. I kind of feel sad for Randy.
I was more excited for him than when I hit my own PRs. Like it was the fact that he got 9 white lights in his first powerlifting style meet or any type of competition was, I would have taken it very personally. Like I'd have felt like I let him down if I would have called a weight jump for him and he would have missed it, because that would have been on me. He trusted in me to make those calls for him. He relied on me to put him in a good position to where he could succeed at the lift. And I didn't give him weights that were light per se for him. They were challenging, but I didn't want to give him anything that was out of the realm of possibility. So I was pretty nervous throughout the day on his weights, and I had weights in my head that I knew I wanted to give him, and it worked out that he hit, everything seemed to be right where it needed to be. And then by the time we got to deadlift, I was like, screw it, I'm gonna let him pull the trigger and see what he's got in the tank, because if I'm not mistaken, that was your favorite lift of the day. That was the one you were most looking forward to. So when you got up there for that final deadlift, what was running through your mind?
I was just so bugged. Like when you did, I was so excited.
Yeah.
I was so excited.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I want to do this. If I had.
Way to go, Brian. Keep going. Brian,
There's so much go on. Continue.
He just spilled his drink.
Continue. I'll be right back.
If I had missed it, I would have regretted that. I would have regretted
I know that feeling. And I'd have felt bad because I called away for you that was out of your ability, but
that would have ruined my whole day.
I'm glad he told us that.
And he wasn't going to do that because he heard Brian's voice over everybody else was saying, do your job.
Did you hear that?
He kept telling me that. He said, I heard Brian saying that, do my job.
Man, I tell you what, it was one of the top 5 lifting experiences of my life. Was seeing you do that.
yeah.
Not because, honestly, it meant so much to me, not because you have cerebral palsy and you went to lift. Like, to a lot of people, they see that and they think of it like that, right? They're like, oh, you know, it was hard for him, whatever. And it was, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking that away from you. But the thing is what people don't understand is how hard you trained, how much you sacrificed, what you did, like, just like everyone else, you didn't look for any excuses, you didn't look for any gifts, you were literally just like, let me go in and compete. Let me do what I'm here to do. And I think a lot of people probably look at your situation and they say, you know, well, it doesn't matter how he does. because people were going to say it's a win anyway. But that wasn't your mind at all. You were like, I want to compete, I want to perform, right? And so because of that, how nervous were you?
I was so nervous.
I know.
I was so nervous.
Were you nervous?
Not really. like I said, I you know, for as long as Miles was having fun and enjoying himself,
Absolutely.
you know, I mean, I know he had the backing of everybody in here at the gym, and you know, by the way, I'd like to give a shout out and thank all you guys. You for being his coach, you for being
absolutely
here also. It's just been fabulous for him. And no, I was not nervous the whole time.
You didn't sleep the night before. You didn't sleep the night before. I didn't sleep the night before. Man, it was so cool to see.
There's one little hiccup. Miles gets there and goes, I don't have knee-high socks after they bring knee-high socks. So his dad goes out and comes back with these socks that were probably would have been mid-thigh on Miles. I had to roll them down, and they were this bright pink. And Miles did not care.
Wasn't the pair that he wanted me to go home for, but that's all I could find.
Hey, you do what you gotta do. Yeah, actually, it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah.
You put in a good
Yeah,
word.
pink belt too.
Pink belt. It matched, man.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's true.
Pink belt, pink socks, and something worked.
So what is next for you, Miles? What are you thinking?
What's on your horizon?
Do you want to do another contest? Do you have fun?
Oh yeah, I want to do another time.
Good.
I don't know when, but
Dude, we don't know when either.
we'll figure that out.
Yep.
But
Just keep training, man.
I just want to keep training.
Yeah,
I just
that's
wanna
what we'll do.
Keep building.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, get that 200 pound deadlift. That 200 pound deadlift. Dude, when you pull 225, my mind is gonna explode.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so insane.
Yeah.
But it's not that far. I don't think it's far, man.
That is, it's insane. I mean, what's it like knowing how he started, you know, out with cerebral palsy and seeing all the struggles he had to now he's deadlifting and squatting and benching and overhead pressing? Like, what is that like to see that timeline?
Well, none of you have seen Miles like I've seen him when we first met him at the airport when he came to this country. His head was the heaviest part of his body. He couldn't even hold it up. You know, we had to stabilize it for him. And then his mom originally took him to a doctor and said that the doctor said, I don't think this young man's ever going to walk. She was a little bit upset by that, but you know, he got the proper care and training that he had all throughout. You know, he progressed from ankle foot orthotics to a walker, and then eventually being able to walk away from that and walk on his own.
You're a psycho. I'm telling you, you're a psycho. So many people would have given up. It's awesome.
I mean, he's put the effort in all his life. He stayed with it. I think watching other kids run around in the field when he watched soccer and everything.
He's fast.
He was not gonna be left out of that. No. You know, he was determined from a young guy that he was gonna be out there and being able to run around with everybody else.
He's deceiving when he's running
Yeah.
because he's fast and you don't really know which direction he's going to go.
If he's gonna stay upright.
That's you.
So this was like really like cool moment for like a point in his life on his journey.
Absolutely. I see him only getting stronger and more able to do things that he wasn't able to do before.
So you go from not being able to walk, wheelchairs, walkers, all kinds of stuff to try to aid you, and now you're getting ready to deadlift 225 pounds, right? There's plenty of able-bodied people who are your age who cannot do that, okay? So, when you wake up in the morning, Miles, like, do you literally just say, like, I'm going to do my best to get better at whatever I do today, or like, what goes through your head? Like, I don't understand how you wake up every day just going, I'm going to come in and I'm going to kill it again. I'm going to kill it again. I'm going to kill it again. I mean, you have to have hard days, right?
Yeah, I have a day.
Of course.
Yeah, every day.
Everybody does.
I didn't, what people don't know about me, it's what they don't see. I'm a very competitive person.
Yeah, we know.
We know.
We get the punches.
And people the way to live. That's what I live for, is competitive.
Really?
I love that adrenaline rush.
Really?
But,
So you were having a blast Saturday.
yeah, I love the adrenaline. When I was at doctor,
Yeah.
that's like a high.
Really?
Like being on the field and being in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
Dude, by the way, you were playing up the crowd like crazy.
Yeah.
You were like waving to people, like clapping. And I was like, what is this dude? What is this?
Well, that's because you knew half of them there.
Yeah.
Supporting, man.
You had a lot of people out there for you, man.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's pretty cool when you're walking through a crowd getting ready to do your lift, and you have like 800 pounds of man walking around you to your thing. Like, it's like, everyone move out of the way, Miles got stuff to do.
Yeah, anywhere Miles went, me and Brian were normally right behind him. So
And
like,
Olu and Billy.
yeah.
I mean-
So like everywhere we went, they were like the 4 biggest guys in the room with him. Significantly taller than him, significantly wider than him. It was just a sight to see. It was so much fun for all of us. And it wouldn't have been possible without Brian allowing me to bring him into the gym, because I've known Miles since middle school. I've done a video on that. I'll put that in the backstory in the description. I'll link that in there. But to see him go from how I knew him back in high school and middle school to what he's come now is awesome. I can't imagine how his father feels. So it is awesome with Brian to, when I kind of stuck my neck out there and like, hey, my friend wants to come, train. He started out taking pictures. And I ran it by him about training, and Brian was all for it, and here we are. So thank you, Brian, for.
Dude, number one, don't thank me. Number two, I'm thinking about that, because when you first came, I didn't even put that together. Like, you first came, you would take pictures and kind of hang out. And then, like, Nick and I were kind of talking in the corner. We're like, hey, let's see if we can mess around with medicine ball. Let's see if we can pick this up. Let's see if we can do that. And now you're here. I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah, like he said, he sees you guys all competing and you want to get in on that.
That's so amazing, man. I never would have guessed that about you. I had no idea you were that competitive. But now it completely makes sense.
And this is the unsung hero right here. He makes sure, he gets Miles up when he can.
Yeah.
Gets him here on time for class, so I can work with him in the mornings and the evenings. He gets him to the competition. He gets him where he needs to be all the time, and really gives him the opportunity to be able to do this. So thank you, Ralph, for making it possible for him.
Couldn't have done it without the support of everybody. Yeah, thank you.
And a thank you to Bo and Angie at Westminster Strength.
Absolutely.
And everyone that helped out.
All the judges, all the fans, everybody, man. You guys made it such a cool experience, and you were so cool to Miles, cool to all of us. Like, excellent venue, excellent everything. It was wonderful.
Everyone out there, we couldn't have done it without you guys over there at Westminster Strength. So thank you guys for making that such a great experience for us, for Miles, and everyone else. So that's about all I got for you guys. Do you have any questions? Or?
Go follow Miles on Instagram.
Smiles Taylor.
With an underscore. Smiles, it should be.
Yeah, Smiles_Taylor.
He never smiles. It's a weird name.
Yeah, he's kind of going viral right now, so he's hard to miss.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to send this off, guys. You know what the deal is. Get out there, get after it, and embrace the suck.
I'm going to throw your hat. You're going to throw your hat, you better get it. You guys. That's me.
Go ahead, Ralph.
Hey, I got